Welcome to my unsolicited advice by Gen X Life, which is me, Samantha. I just figured that everyone thinks I'm so damn funny that I would create a podcast where I talk about my opinions of things, random things, and take it or leave it. So first topic, first number, episode 1 podcast is plastic surgery. Plastic surgery. So I had plastic surgery this year after 2 years of contemplating paying for it, getting a refund, and then paying for it again. I had a full mommy makeover done, which means that I had a tummy tuck, 360-degree liposuction, a breast lift, and then they jammed some of the fat they sucked out after treating it somehow back in. I ended up having an amazing plastic surgeon, Dr. M from Orland Park Plastic Surgery here in Chicagoland. He is an amazing, amazing plastic surgeon, and he's completely honest. His staff is awesome. And I'm currently going to be seeing him in 2 weeks to get Botox into my face, which I already checked it out of one time. So anyway, I wanted to talk about the fact of the stigma of plastic surgery and how women are either afraid to do it, or they don't think that, or when they do it, they're afraid to tell people that they did it, or that they think people will think badly of them because they did it. So I figured I would just share my experience and be done with it. So I originally, during the pandemic, like everybody else, maybe not like everybody else, but I decided that I was not happy with my body and the fact that I was completely out of shape. So during the pandemic, I jumped on the Beachbody train and I was working out, 6 to 7 days a week during the pandemic, and just started completely changing the way that I ate. I lost a bunch of weight. I got in really great shape. And then what happened was there were certain parts of my body that just weren't changing or weren't going anywhere. So like my mom's stomach from being pregnant and having a child. Another thing that obviously doesn't change is your boobs don't go back to where they were. So, I wasn't happy with that. And then in 2021, 2022. Well, 2021, we decided to start the plastic surgery journey, I think. Yeah, I don't know. It was in December. Yeah, it was because it was in December. And then I went for my consultation with Dr. M and he showed me a bunch of stuff. And then I was like, yes, I'm down for this. And then I basically paid for it all up front. And I was supposed to be scheduled for, I can't remember when, in 2022, but I chickened out and then I got a refund. So then life continued and I still wasn't happy. And then I kind of got unmotivated, stopped working out, blah, blah, blah. And then a life-changing thing happened, had a massive panic attack. And it just so happened that Mary, who works for Dr. M, she contacted me and she's like, hey, you're just checking in with you. And then snap decision. I'm like, let's give her, let's go. Paid for the surgery again, got it scheduled. They had to drag me basically in there kicking and screaming. So much so, but either way, it got done in February. So I can tell you from my experience, granted, I had a shit ton of help. My husband, who literally had to help me with everything from getting me out of the recliner to walking me around for the first 2 weeks, to wiping my ass because I couldn't reach, to doing every single thing, waking up every 6 hours to take pain medication, et cetera, et cetera. And I had help here. I had Ben, and I had other people that were here helping me. And so I think that I had a pretty easy time of things because my recovery was supported. I did not have a muscle repair, which means they didn't have to sew my abdominal muscles back together. So I think when I walked in the door the night of surgery, I was not really noticeably bent over. But yeah, I probably did a bunch of things I shouldn't have done when I was recovering, like do real estate transactions. But either way, I think I had a pretty easy. I had one drain, and that came out, I think, like within the first week. Dr. M and his staff were great. I was in there, every couple of days at first, and then it went to once a week, and then it went to once a month. So now we're at once a month. It's 4 months. Yeah, 4 months after surgery. So August the 17th will be 6 months. And I feel a heck of a lot better. I can tell you though, my weight is weird, and you have to not care about that at all when you're recovering from surgery, because I think Dr. M said it takes about a year to really get the full result, and you have to put in a lot of work and effort as far as your diet and your exercise. So you need to be a healthier version of you. I will tell you that, and as far as I understand it from what I've read, not that I have asked this to Dr. M, but he did draw us that amazing diagram of a breast lift, which who knows? But anyway, those fat cells that they remove are removed forever. So they don't come back, which is why you can't, why you don't really gain weight back there in the front. You'll gain it everywhere they didn't remove it, but you don't really gain it back in the front. So I do have some gnarly scars that go away, every day, a little bit less. But, recovery for me was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And I will say the most annoying thing was having to be showered by everybody else, because you just feel so vulnerable and naked with like all of your compression garments off, and all your binders off, and your husband doesn't really know how to wash your hair properly, and he doesn't understand about the female anatomy, and he says stuff that's not so nice sometimes about areas he doesn't really understand. But either way, here we are 4 months later, and I don't think I have any like bad side effects. I didn't really need a lot of pain medication. I think I was only on pain medication for like 5 days, 6 days, maybe. Like that was the narcotic part of it. And then if I needed some ibuprofen or Aleve, I was taking that after. I still occasionally, I have swelling every day, but not as bad as I did before. So anyway, through all that, I was quite open about the fact that I was getting plastic surgery. I posted pictures of it on my social media, and, people notice when you don't look the same anymore. So trying to pretend like you did this through diet and exercise is ludicrous, and you might as well just own up to the fact that it was done. If you're happy, that's all that matters. I would sincerely recommend that if you're like me and you feel like a mommy makeover or a tummy tuck or a liposuction or liposuction or whatever parts of that work for you, if you're braver than me, I would go and get it done, as long as you have a support system. And as far as what people think of you afterwards, who gives a shit? Yeah. So Botox, facelifts, those types of things, I can't speak to that yet because I'm going for Botox in a couple of weeks. But I firmly believe that people should be able to, if you can afford it and it makes you happy, go nuts. And who cares? Who knows? If you have any questions, I think there's some random place on YouTube that you can ask those things. If you have comments or you just want to share your experience, hey, we're down for that. So thank you for listening to my unsolicited advice, which, by the way, if you didn't get it, is if you can, go get plastic surgery if that makes you happy. And I understand that's controversial, but yeah, that's my opinion. So I hope you have a great day.